I'm James Myers from LePage First Contact Realty in Barrie, Ontario. And a question real estate agents often get when people want to buy and sell a house is, should I sell my house first or should I buy the new house first? And really, it depends on the personal situation as to whether you do buy first or sell first. A couple who is empty nesters who've lived in their house for 30 years and all their kids are left, gone, and moved out, and there's just the two of them, it's going to be in a much different situation than a young couple who has 3 kids, 2 of them are in school, and they're looking for a certain school district. Their needs are going to be totally different. Their situation is going to be different. And also, your financial resources make a difference, and your tolerance for risk make a difference as well. The couple who are empty nesters and are selling their house they've lived in for 30 years, they probably don't have a mortgage, so that makes a big difference too. There is no right or wrong answer to the question of whether you should sell your house first or buy the new house first. I'm just going to give you some things to think about to help you with your decision. If you decide to find the perfect house before you sell your own house, you can try to put in an offer conditional upon selling your existing property. That's called a conditional on sale of the buyer's property, sale of the purchase property, conditional SPP. Now, here in Ontario, we use the term conditional. In other places, I think the United States, they use contingent on or subject to, but in Ontario, it's conditional, and they pretty well all mean the same thing. There are some drawbacks to putting in an offer conditional upon selling your existing property. First of all, the seller does not have to accept it. I know a lot of people think that you just put in a conditional offer and it'll all be great because you'll have time to sell your house, but the sellers do not have to accept it. If the house is a new listing, it's only been on the market a few days or a week or so, they're less likely to take your conditional offer than they would if their property has been listed for, say, 2 months and they haven't had any offers on it. They're less likely to take your offer if it's a very new listing. It also depends on your local market too. If you're in a strong seller's market, the seller is less likely to accept an offer that is conditional upon the buyer selling a house because they could just wait a little while and have another offer come in that's not conditional upon selling a house. If the seller does accept your offer conditional upon selling your property, there will be a little clause in the offer allowing the seller to entertain other offers if they get other offers. It's called an escape clause. And what that means is if they get another offer, they'll notify you that they have another offer and you'll have a certain amount of time, whether it's 24, 48, or 72 hours, whatever you agree on, to firm up that offer or let the house go and then the other people get it. Now, I know an agent who years ago, she used to look for houses that had SPP offers on them with an escape clause. Because she figured if that house is nice enough for somebody to put an offer in, it must be pretty nice. So I'll take my buyers in there that don't have a house to sell and try to bump the offer out. I don't know how well it worked for her, but that's what she thought. If you do get bumped in an offer by the sellers using that escape clause, you can firm up the offer, remove your condition and make it firm. But you need to have a serious conversation with both your realtor and your mortgage lender before you do that. If you do decide to go the route of buying a house before you sell your existing house, there's little chance you'll end up without a place to live. But you could end up owning 2 houses in the end, as opposed to somebody who sold their house and then couldn't find an ideal house for them, and then they had to rent a place for a little while. If the seller accepts the offer conditional upon selling your property, I recommend that you do your home inspection right away, within the first week or so of having the offer accepted. You don't want to do the home inspection after you've sold your own property and discover that the new house you're buying has mold in the attic or a crack in the foundation or some other major problem. Do the home inspection right away, so that way, if the house does turn out to be bad, you can get out of the offer right away, so you know right up front. I know some people wouldn't want to do it because they don't want to spend the money on the home inspection, because what if their house doesn't sell or they get bumped, then they've wasted all this money on a home inspection. But think of it as it's the cost of buying a house conditional upon selling your property. Here are some of the things you may be concerned about if you decide to sell your existing house first and then find your new house. I think the number one thing that people are concerned about is being homeless, not being able to find their next house. There's always new houses coming on the market, and if you're worried about that, when you sell your existing house, just try to get a long closing, like 90 or 120 days. That'll give you plenty of time to find a new house. And if you do end up not finding a new house, you can always just put your stuff on storage and rent temporary rental for a month or 2 or a few weeks or whatever. You also may be worried about having to settle for a less than perfect house. Well, my advice to that is just look for a 7 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10. Don't try to find a 10 out of 10. Find a 7 out of 10 and make it a perfect house for yourself. If you sell your existing house first, you'll be less inclined to accept a lower price for that house because you will not have the pressure of losing the other house that you have a conditional offer on. And if you sell first, you will get a firm price and you will know exactly how much money you have to put down on the new house. The same thing goes here as when you're putting in an offer conditional upon selling your house. If you're getting a mortgage, you need to get your finances in order before you go about this process. What happens if you were to sell your house first and then you go to the bank and try to get financing for the new house, which is presumably bigger, and the bank turns around and says, sorry, we're not going to finance you for that bigger amount because you don't qualify for some reason. Get your finances in order before you go about the shopping process. What a lot of people like to do these days is get what is called bridge financing. That is where you hold both houses for a small period of time in between the closings. Maybe you close on the new house 2 weeks before you sell the old house. So that way you can take your time moving in, you can do painting and renovations and stuff before you have to be out of your old house. Talk to your bank or mortgage lender about that and see if it's available to you. So there are some things to think about if you want to buy and sell a house at the same time. Well, you made it to the end. If you found the information in this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up down below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well to receive notifications of my monthly real estate update videos for the city of Barrie. Thank you for watching.